Yeah, Aikman definitely pointed out during the game that they were overcapped, that they needed someone to step in, and Baker Mayfield was that guy. And now here he is coming to Detroit, where he's in the role of underdog, which is exactly the role he relishes. And then there's the Lions as well. What's your favorite Dan Campbell moment you've had already in the broadcast meeting room? I've never had a broadcast meeting prior to a game with him. I imagine he's dynamite, Mike.
He's the same thing. He's the same way. He's the same exact way that he is on camera, same way he is at the podium. He is consistent. I'll give you one, Rich. So there's a policy conference. It's kind of a state conference at Mackinac Island, which is the island that connects, or really is between, the lower and the upper peninsula of Michigan. It's held in May. I was up there hosting a panel. It was sports athletes and people in sports and leadership. And Dan Campbell was one of the guys there. And I got to spend some time with him away from football, away from the questions about your quarterback or your offensive line. And he's a smart guy. He's not a meathead. He's not a 3 yards and bite your kneecaps and all the stuff that we talk about with him. He's a really smart guy. And I think, Rich, as you're looking at these 7, 8, whatever it is, openings for head coaches, what do we talk about a lot? Not coordinators and what's your game plan, what kind of program you're going to bring in. We're talking about leaders of men. We're talking about guys who can lead an organization with a clear vision and focus. And I can't think of anybody who defines that better than Dan Campbell. And it's an all-the-time definition from him when it comes to that. So that's why I'm very pro Dan Campbell for the short term, what he's done, and the long term going forward.
Mike Tirico joining me here prior to calling Lions and Bucks on Divisional Playoff Sunday here on the Rich Eisen Show. And then again, Mayfield is coming in. This is a team that just eliminated the Eagles, and they did it with relative ease, despite having, obviously some holes. So coming in here, I don't know if you've had a chance to chat with the Buccaneers yet, what your 2 cents are about the NFC South champs to take on the NFC North champs here. Mike.
We will over the next day. I was just watching them this morning, watching back the Lions-Bucks game from week 6 in Tampa that the Lions won 20-6. I think it's a much improved Tampa team from then. I really love the way Mayfield is playing. The offensive line has come together. It's a movement on that line coming into the season, and I think they've played better as the year has gone on. Vita Vea had a good game in the playoffs against Philadelphia, and that back end has had some injuries, and now everybody's healthy, and it's given Todd Bowles multiple players to play in different roles in different places. So I really like what this team has, especially Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. You go to those guys on a regular basis, and the Lions have struggled over the last 4 games. Justin Jefferson twice, CeeDee Lamb in the Saturday night game in Arlington. And then last week, Puka Nacua had a rookie record playoff game for receiving yards. So I think this will be a pretty close game. It'll be a tough game. And I think the team that runs the ball better and dictates what they can do in the pass game and controls the clock, like most playoff games, probably the team that'll walk away, go into the NFC Championship game, which just sounds crazy around Detroit and Tampa Bay, right? Two longtime downtrodden franchises, 2 teams that have become a home for number 1 overall quarterbacks who didn't make it with their teams, and now somebody's going to be a win away from the Super Bowl. Kind of cool story.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.